Hi everyone, it's been a while but I haven't had anything unusual to post. It is the 7th of October and it's an unseasonably warm day. It's going to be about 22-24 degrees today, so I've come down to just do a pre-winter check. I was going to switch this colony into a new clean nuke for the winter and then clean that one ready for the spring. I was going to do the same with this wooden box here. I've got a nice new one, freshly painted, and I'm going to switch that over just in terms of the apiary hygiene, and then I'm going to take that one home, clean it, paint it up over the winter, and in the spring I can move that poly hive into the sterilised wooden hive that's there at the moment. So that's my kind of plan, just to keep rotating the hives gradually. So I've come along to the apiary this morning. It's about 11 o'clock and the bees are going bananas. It's there's lots of bees at the front of each of the hives, lots of bearding, and if we walk back there's just bees everywhere. It's almost as if they're swarming. There's just bees everywhere. You can probably see them flying at the camera. Here's an orchard here, so look at the apple trees, there's just bees everywhere. So it's really weird. I don't know if they're swarming or actually they're all over this tree. They've swarmed. They're all over this apple tree. So I've just come to do a bit of a pre-winter check, and it looks like I got a bit more work on my hands, so it's really weird. All those hives had swarmed. There are new queens. They weren't particularly packed with bees, but they were building up nicely. I've been feeding them. So I've turned up almost middle of October, and looks like I've got a swarm on my hands. So I'm just taking this one step at a time. I decided the first thing to do was to catch the swarm. So I shook everything into that nuke, and the bees are fanning, so it looks as though the queen is inside. However, there's a whole lot more bees on the tree, so I'm going to have to brush some more in. So I think that's the first stage. Second stage is go through each of the hives and see what the story is. So I'm here with my brother-in-law actually, so this is his first swarm. It's actually my first swarm as well, so we'll keep you posted. Okay everyone, so I nearly got stung there, sorry. So about 40 minutes later, no bees on the branch, on the tree. They're all in the box, and there's a few fanning on the box. So we have a queen in there, and I'm going to get stung here, but I can't video with my gloves on. So what I did, well, myself and my brother-in-law, what we did was we checked the nuke. Now I'm going to see this through, guys. We checked the nuke, and you can see there's bees all over it, but it looks okay inside. There's one frame of brood, loads of stores. We didn't find the queen, but there was no queen cells, which implies they haven't swarmed to me, and the bees are fanning at the entrance, which implies there's a queen in there, so we think that's okay. So I'm going to stick to my plan, and next week I'll come and probably with a now I've got to check these two hives. Now the poly hive, I put the mouse guard on last week, I'm sorry, a few weeks ago when I fed them. So I think probably the queen wouldn't have got out of there, I don't know, but I think I'll check that one next. And see, and then I'll check the green one, and I've got to go, and I'll give you an update in a while. Okay, so I'm back. I've been through the green hive, the wooden hive. I'm not going to change it today. I'm going to come back next week and maybe put that into a fresh box, but it's absolutely boiling with bees. There's loads of stores, there's no room, there's maybe 1.5 frames of brood. Ow. there's nothing I can do with that. Just hope it's going to work out well with a strong hive. Ah, that was a bad one. Going into the winter, I've opened this poly hive, and straight away there's much less bees, so that's my culprit. This is the one that swarmed, and actually there's a swarm cell. You can't see it, it's just down there. In my first frame I've come into, there's a swarm cell, so that's my culprit. I'm going to have to sign off, I'm getting stung badly. Okay, so a lot calmer now. A quick summary. So we found the swarm on the tree, caught the swarm. That really went very well into a newt box. After about half an hour, 45 minutes, all the bees, actually pretty much all the bees were in the newt box, all off the tree trunk. I've checked these hives. This hive is full of bees, big brood, lots of stores. I had basically overfed them from the end of August, so there's no feed on that. They've just got what's on their frames. Bees fanning at the entrance. We couldn't see the queen, but there's some brood in there. Next, I checked the green hive. It's actually boiling over with bees, loads and loads of stores. All the frames are full, so there's no feed on there at the moment. It's just their frames, and there's about a frame and a half of brood, so not much brood, but not much we can do about it at this stage. Opened up the poly hive to the right there, and quite immediately it was obvious that there weren't as many bees in the hive, so that's the one that swarmed. And going through the frames, there's quite a lot of brood in there still, actually, which is good. And there were probably two sealed queen cells and about 3 unsealed queen cells. So I have no idea what the queen situation is in there, if there's a virgin queen. But whatever it is, it's too late because there's no drones around at this time of year. So what I've done is I have taken out 2 of the full frames of stores, put 2 empty frames, just a foundation, to give the bees something to do and perhaps a bit more space. Then I put a queen excluder under the brood box and shook the bees from the swarm back in the top of the brood box. So hopefully, I've got to go now, but hopefully during the course of the day that will all settle down. And there are bees fanning at the entrance to that poly hive as well, so maybe there's a couple of queen bees in there, but the one from the swarm, well, there's a queen excluder, so if there are, they'll fight it out, and one will survive. But hopefully as there's brood in there, it was the mated queen, the original queen, that was in the swarm perhaps, and I've just reintroduced her. So that was a new queen this year. She's obviously started laying. There's brood in there, and I think probably what's happened is virgin queen has hatched. That the laying queen has gone, unless she went on a previous swarm, and that was just a cast swarm that I took. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I'll update you when I know what's happening. Okay guys, bye.